Do good, Maverico here. Welcome to podcast episode number 117. I thought I'd jump on and talk a bit about the big business opportunity of orchestrating connections. My previous podcast episode was about how connections can lead to cash. So I guess I explained some of it there, but I thought I'd just jump on and make a separate episode about, the big business opportunity of orchestrating connections. There's a lot of ways to do that, but the one that I really have in mind is paid communities, online paid communities. There's a lot of people running paid communities where their paid community is kind of like a fancy course. A lot of people that used to build online courses and sell information products, now they're selling it as a paid community. That can be awesome, but when it comes to paid communities, there's so much more opportunities than just that one. And if you look at it this way, the big business opportunity of orchestrating connections. When it comes to the business world, connections, business, it's about people. You're selling to people. You're dealing with people, deals between people, things like that. You're not selling to elephants. It's about people. So, of course, that connection part is just massively valuable. There's a reason for all the sayings in business, like the more hands you shake, the more money you make. Contacts leads to contracts. Your network massively influences your net worth. It's not just about what you know, but who you know. Sayings like that, because connections is so important. And if you then look at, okay, what businesses out there, what people out there need connections, and what kind of connections do they need, is, because oftentimes just, you don't, in order for connections to be of value, maybe you can look at some of the, what should I call it, like clubs and masterminds, things like that. If you look at many of those that have existed for many years, I guess that should reveal at least a little bit when it comes to what kind of connections are valuable. Because it's not, if you don't think much about it, you might think, it's connections. Oh, yeah, you're connecting customers to businesses. That's it. Yeah, of course, that's a massive part of it, but that's not really what I mainly have in mind for this. Sometimes connecting businesses to businesses, maybe even a bunch of the same business owners connected together, how they can mastermind, ask each other questions, help each other get to the next breakthrough, things like that. A lot of people probably will object, but then they're helping their competition. That's stupid. In some cases, it will be stupid. So it's not doable in all circumstances. But oftentimes you can get around that problem by putting some limits to your paid community. Maybe you could only offer one spot for one member in each geographic area, for example. Things like that, But for a lot of businesses, niches, categories, industries, people will connect while being in the same business without worrying that much about competition, And sometimes it's about B2B as well. A lot of businesses are doing collaborations together, especially in the online world, with cross promotions, things like that. So if you look at it that way, being an orchestrator of connections, there's a lot of paid communities that are kind of just waiting to be built, so to speak. And if you do build a paid community like that, and you do it correctly, there's probably going to be a very low churn rate. People will probably stay a member long term. And since you are not positioning yourself as the expert that are going to teach inside your paid community, maybe it will also be a lot less work. You should still run your paid community professionally, where we are setting up things like live calls between the members, hot seat sessions. Basically, you're running the program, so to speak, and managing your paid community. But yeah, I think that if you look at it this way, there's a lot of ideas for paid communities that will be popping up for you that you wouldn't even think about if you were looking at it from the perspective of a lot of online marketers, where they are kind of building paid communities as a form of an online course. This way, the people that are building paid communities that way, it can be amazing. But my point is there are so many other opportunities out there as well. And what's one of the most important, what's one of the most valuable things in the business world? One of the most valuable things is connections. There's a lot of other things, but connections is super valuable. Sometimes people go from broke to multi-millionaire. What happened? One connection, other things, but oftentimes the main thing that helped them take off was just one connection. And imagine all the business people out there, all the people out there where access to the paid community that you might build would be super valuable. Yeah. And the thing is, paid communities are really trending these days. It's a growing market, but I don't think it's just a short-term fad. I really think it's something that's here to stay long-term. If you look at the offline options, there are different kind of offline clubs and masterminds that have been existing for many years. But when it comes to online paid communities, there's a lot more opportunities because it's easier for people. Not all people have the ability to join offline masterminds. Maybe they don't have the free time or money, resources to do it. But when it comes to an online paid community, it's a lot more doable, and it's easier for you as the seller as well. There's a lot of masterminds that's not really practical to make offline because maybe people are in business, maybe they're making a bunch of money, but they don't want to fly out from multiple different countries to meet once per month or whatever. But if you have an online version, a lot easier. So yeah, I thought I'd just jump on and share that one. The big business opportunity of orchestrating connections, maybe building a paid community. Maybe it will be the business you will build that will help you escape the matrix of the 9-to-5 rat race and live a life of freedom, Or maybe you are already in business and joining a paid community can help you really take things to the next level, help you catapult things to the next level, I guess maybe I mentioned it, but the last few weeks I've been interviewing a bunch of real life success stories of people that have built paid communities that are making at least $10,000 in profit per month. And if you want to learn from those real life success stories, just go to communitycashcows.com. And if you decide to join, it's a paid community, so you can also connect with a bunch of other people that are also in the process of building their own paid community. So yeah, communitycashcows.com. All right. God bless.